Hello and welcome to another episode of The Social Connection. I am your host, Luis Mendieta, and today we have Rosa Korn, who is part of the Cardinal Carrier. Rosa, bienvenida, welcome.
Thank you.
What is Cardinal Carrier?
Well, our mission is provide donations such as school supplies to children in need to foster their educational development.
Very good. How did the Cardinal Carrier begin?
Well, actually, it started when I was teaching some children that they couldn't go to the school because their parents couldn't afford send them to school and they didn't have money to pay for school supplies. So I became aware that this is something very important for families that they don't have a very good income. So when I living here in the U.S. And watching my kids and watching so many children having so many art supplies and school supplies, I see that is creative, that is helping with development. So it was for me a wish to start and fund this organization. So 2 years ago, we started with this idea. We started to bring to rural schools first school supplies, and then more and more things that they will help developing their education.
Very good. How long have you been part of this Cardinal Carrier?
Well, actually, I started I founded this organization 2 years ago in August. And we are very proud because we already have a team of 85 volunteers in Mexico and in Michigan. We are all trying to coordinate events, and we try to pack it, to pack all the school supplies or musical instruments, and with the delivery.
Tell me some of the stories that children have when they receive this. What is their face it looks like? I mean, can you tell us a little bit about a little story about the children?
Well, for me, it's extremely rewarding, also because I am a mother of 2 children, 12 and 9, and I normally, and many times, they have been with me giving these packages to children. Of course, when they receive their own markers, even children here, they are excited to have their own pencils and their own things that normally they will share in schools. The schools in rural areas are very small. They share one teacher for all 6 grades. Wow. That means that in one little room are all 6 grades, and they are trying to, the teacher has a hard time, I think, but it is a very rewarding just to see them, how happy they are when they receive things. We actually got last time, the children were so happy that they went to take some oranges for us as a thank you. We were extremely excited to see that.
Yeah, you also, I want you to tell me the story about the bikes that you told me, the bicycles, about the children, because they have to go from their home to the school and walk in miles. They do have to walk for several miles to get to school. But you guys brought some bicycles. How did that happen?
Well, first, we went to give them school supplies in packages, and the teacher told us the story about 2 kids that they couldn't go to the middle school because they were about to graduate. It was too far away, the middle school. And when they told me too far away, I said, well, how long they are walking now? 1.5 hours to reach their school. Every single day,
1.5 hours to get to the school.
Exactly. So that means 3 hours walking just to have an education. And we thought Cardinal Carrier needs to do something for these kids in order that when they graduate from elementary school, they can go to the middle school. So therefore, we gave them bicycles, and they were extremely excited when they received them.
I'm sure. Now tell me, how many areas do you cover? You say you do this in Mexico, different states in Mexico. What places are those states in Mexico that you do this?
Yes, we already reached 10 different states. That includes Tamaulipas and Quintana Roo, where we gave sport equipment. Clubs from here donated us soccer equipment. So we brought to them so many teams to very low-income areas, and that was in Tamaulipas and Quintana Roo. We already went to Veracruz, and we already went to Baja California Sur, where we gave to 140 kids school supplies.
Wow, that's excellent. That's wonderful to be able to do that. What kind of channels do you do your programs to bring the education? What do you use?
Well, those programs actually are
excuse me.
We do here events, and we create funds, and then with volunteers over there, we connect, and sometimes we need to send the money because logistically it's much better that our trusted volunteers are giving to the children and making more efficient our approach to the children.
How can people become sponsors for you, Cardinal Carrier?
Well, please, it will be great if you visit us on Facebook and look at all the transparency we have. We can assure you that everything what you are donating will go to the children. We are a very effective organization because we avoid any administrative costs. So we try really everything what we get, we give them. You can see that. And please, it will be great if many of the organizations and company engage with us. I mean, we have seen how many kids already have been benefited. We take for granted, but education and future is something we really need to spend. That would be nice if some sponsors will come with us and will give us in a regular basis so we can reach more and more communities. There are so many needed areas.
Yeah. Cardinal Carriers is a nonprofit organization who helps a lot of children in Mexico and try to give them the tools that they need in order for them to continue growing and learning and having experiences that they make them change their lives. And you guys are doing a tremendous, great job here. And I think that with the volunteering and having people coming to you and being a sponsor, that will be a great channel to bring those happy faces to the children in Mexico. And I'm sure that you guys will continue doing it. But I would like to know, before we close, how can we get connected with you? What would be the best way that we can be in touch with you?
Well, please send us an email at cardinalcarrier@gmail.com, and that would be great. If you want to promote our pages, our work, or sponsor or volunteer, it will be great if you connect with us. Visit us in Cardinal Carrier in Facebook, and that will be a way to reach us.
All right. So remember, if anybody wants to get connected with Cardinal Carrier, that should be through Facebook, Cardinal Carrier in Facebook, and also to the email that you had given us. And if anybody wants to be a volunteer, they can always contact you personally,
Yes.
and they can say, I would like to become a volunteer. How can I help you? What can I do? And if they want to get involved in their own communities, they also welcome to bring it together, so that way we can have a little bit more of an exposure of what you actually do. I want to personally thank you for the kind of work that you do. I think that it takes just someone so special to do something like this and help communities, and more than anything when it comes about children, to expand themselves and grow, and more than anything helping them to maintain the education growing. Once again, Rosa, I want to thank you for being here on The Social Connection. And for all of you friends, I want to thank you for watching our show. Till next time, once again, I'm your host, Luis Mendieta.